James Brown was performing, and Michael Jackson went out and draped a cape on him. I birthed that idea that day. I got the pictures. I showed everybody backstage the pictures. I was backstage at the BET Awards. His publicist at the time, Michael's publicist was Ramon Baines. Me and Michael were friends. She said, Mike is gonna come to BET Awards. He wants to surprise James, but he wants to make sure you're there. I said, yeah, I'm backstage now. Because he wouldn't come if I wasn't there, because I used to watch out for him. I had all types of pictures with this dude, you know. Took him to church when he was in court. I did a lot for the dude, you know, we were friends. And so he came to the BET Awards, and just a whole ruckus started at the back door. I mean, Michael Jackson walks in the Kodak Theater. I mean, they're backstage tripping out. Man, Michael's here. So Mike comes up, we hug, we talk, and James Brown is on stage performing. And Michael said, I want to surprise James. I want to do something. So I said, well, first of all, you got to speak up because there's a lot of music playing and all this baby talk you be doing. So I said, this is what you do, Mike. I say, when James Brown starts singing Please, and Macy will go out there to put the cape on him, I called Macy over. I said, Macy, why don't you give Michael the cape, and Mike, you go out there and put the cape on him. And Mike went out there while James, please. And Mike put that cape on him, and James looked up and saw Michael. It was one of the great moments in television, man. You should look it up. I'm gonna get my camera. I'm gonna show you the picture of me and Mike backstage before it all happened. I was the only person he would take pictures with. He wouldn't take pictures with nobody, because I used to take care of the guy, because, I was the only one that talked to Mike for real. Like, I went to see Mike one time. I got off the elevator, and Mike was standing in the hallway waiting on me. And Mike had stepped in some gum. And so he said, Steve, there's gum on my shoe. I said, what the you want me to do about it? I got to get it off. You do got to get it off. I ain't the gum boy. You're so crazy. Yeah, I know. Remember the time. Remember the time, man in the mirror, butterflies. Butterflies was the jam. I had to sing what? Butterflies. I don't sound nothing like that. Butterflies. You sound like Michael, you're gifted. I'm very quiet, man. People ask my wife all the time, no, he just be joking at home. She said, my husband don't even talk at home. I don't, man. I don't say nothing around the house, I'm very different. Denzel, we're good friends. He's pretty quiet. Oh, Tyler Perry's completely different. Definitely not Madea. Be hard to have a conversation with that if he's really. I mean, he's a brilliant businessman. Samuel L. Jackson is, man, we were, like, he's this dude, Samuel L., man. We were in Portofino. We were on vacation together. Me, him, Magic, Cookie, and our wives, we meet each other out in the Mediterranean. We're going to dinner in Portofino. So this guy sees us all in the restaurant, I mean, there's 8 black people in Portofino and one of them is 6'9", and the other one got this mustache. We ain't hard to spot. And we're coming out the restaurant, and the guy runs up to Samuel L. Jackson. He goes, Mr. Jackson, how about a picture? So Sam kept walking. He said, Samuel Jackson, did you hear me? How about a picture? He said, how about please? And he froze his ass. And he goes, I'm trying to get a picture. He said, well, I need please. And he kept calling this dude. And I'm going, like, damn, I wouldn't even want your picture no more. So then, he was a foreign guy, so he didn't understand. He said, okay, please out. I fell out laughing. I was on a TV show called Me and the Boys. Got me a car with that money, man. Next thing I did when I got my money, I bought my mama a house. So I bought my mama, that was the second thing I bought because I had to get another check to get my mama a house. I got my mama a house. Then the next thing I did was, I ain't really do no dumb man, I ain't know. Well, yeah. I was in Houston one time at Sharpstown Mall and saw a pair of alligator shoes that I liked. $500. Came in 6 colors, bought all 6 of them. I had money, man, I couldn't believe it. You mean like I was just pointing that on that wall. I bought some turtlenecks one time. I tried on the black turtleneck, I liked it, came in 8 colors. I bought all them. So I had on turtlenecks and alligator shoes. 1 pair of black pants. Yeah. I had a lot of man. I was so happy to have some money, man. You know, I lived in a car for 3 years, man. I was on struggle, man. I was overjoyed, man. The biggest thing for me was doing something for my mom and dad. I bought my mom and dad a house in Texas, and I flew them down there, and I didn't tell them, and I took them to the house, and it was a brand new house, $135,000, it was a new community. It was back in the 90s, right? It's a new community, $135,000 house. In Texas, that's a nice ass house, right? Never been lived in before, you know, little marble entryway, you know, 8 squares, you know, little fake ass fireplace, you know, all this. My mama walked in the house, great, day in the morning. Boy, ooh, Lord, who house is this? Because I took them to the house before I took them to my house that I had bought. Because I had bought a house with a holding deal I had. I took, boy, Lord, Jesus, Lord, who stay here? I said, Mama, this your house. Boy, I can't move here. She said, you know, my mom was old. My mom said, how I'm gonna go to church? Baby, my church home ain't down here. I'm a Sunday school teacher. I gotta be at church Sunday. I said, Mama, you don't want the house? Baby, I want it, but I can't live in this house down here. How far is we from Cleveland? My father said, man, this nice ass house. And then my father said, boy, where the liquor store at? He said, and where you play the numbers at? I said, Daddy, they don't play numbers down here. Boy, I run numbers. Because my daddy, for you all that never grew up in the hood, the numbers running is how the lottery got invented. The stock market used to close every day at 6 o'clock. The stock market had a Dow Jones number that came out at the end of the day. There's no way to predict that 3-digit number. But in the hood, they used to call it penny stocks. That's why Bumpy and Queen Bee and all them boys ran the numbers, and Italian Mafia laughed at them because they called them N-word pennies. But they was making $100 million off of this. Because what the hood learned how to do was, you could bet on that number. A dime would get you $60. $1, if you guessed the exact number, you got $600. This is where the lottery came from. That's when the lottery came on, they made it 1 to 500. But in the hood, you could still play $1, get you 600, 10 cents will get you 60. Or you could box the number and play any combination and get 1/6 of that. So they was making millions of dollars at that in the hood. And the mob came to Harlem to take over the penny numbers. And my father, when he was a construction worker, in the wintertime, he was out of work. So he ran numbers with Don King. So he put my father into the number business so he could make money in the winter. My father refused to get on welfare. My father said, we don't do like that. We Harvey men. We ain't going down there that money. We'll make our own money. So he ran numbers. So my first job was a paper route when I was 9, 10 years old. But it wasn't to deliver papers. It was every morning to remember where everybody put their numbers at. Some people put it under their steps. Some people put it under their bumper of the car. Some people put it behind their mailbox. And while I was delivering them papers, I'd have to get off my bike and go get everybody's number slips and put them in the bag. I take them home, my father booked the number, sent them to Don King. If anybody hit, my daddy got 10%. And that's how we survived during the winter months. Because my daddy ran numbers with Don King. Me and Don King friends to this day because of that. I love Don King. You know, Mike was in a lot of trouble, man, and he had a publicist named Ramon Bain. And me and Mike was cool over the years. I always hung out with him and talked with him, and, you know, and like, I was the only one that ever called him the N-word and stuff like that. I just talked crazy to Mike, because, you know, he needed that, you know. He just, hey, man, hey, nobody got no time for that. So one day, Ramon called me and said, Steve, Michael want to talk to you. I said, what's up, Mike? He said, man, I need to go to church. I just want to go to church. And I said, well, he said, well, can you take me to church? I said, yeah, man, I'll take you to church, because Mike thought they was going to convict him. And he said, Steve, I didn't do this, man. I just believed him. I've never believed that about Mike. I know him, I've been around him, and that's just me. Everybody else with these, that last one that came out, he did it. That's you. You don't know. Where all this stuff come from after he dead. And then anyway, that's a longer story, but if you read the GQ article that came out, that exposed everything they did to Michael. Even the little boy came out and said his father made him say all this, blah, 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 blah. It's all true. They just was doing this, brother. So he said, hey, man, I want to go to church. So I said, okay, man. So I called up my buddy Chip Murray that owns Chip Murray Episcopal AME Church over off of Jefferson and Adams off of Crenshaw. Adams over there, somewhere in that area off of Crenshaw. And I called him up. He said, Michael wants to come to this church. And I said, yeah, man, he wants you to talk with him and pray for him. And so I said, Mike, I'm gonna come pick you up and we can go to church. So Mike had took the entire floor of the Beverly Wilshire Hotel and gutted it and just turned it into his own place. So I came up there and Mike met me at the door on a moped. Because he was crazy, man. That's it. He had another one, but he said, come on, let's go down to the apartment. I said, Mike, a moped, dog, I'm 6'2". What is it? Just a little bit. So ride the moped down the end, we're gonna get up and go in the place. And I'm looking at this place and I'm going, this is incredible. He done gutted the whole floor and just made it his apartment. It's incredible. So I'm in there, man, and I said, Mike, we gotta go to church. It's black people. We gotta go now. You know, we gotta get parking and everything. I said, Mike, did you tell anybody you was going to church? Oh no, I wanted it to be a secret. I said, okay, cool. I told Chip Murray, man, we get in the car. No, first Mike goes to get dressed and he comes out dressed. And I went, Mike, what you got on? So where you going, man? What is this you wearing? What's the matter? This is my suit. I said, what you dressed like Captain Crunch for? Where's you going with all these bars on your shoulders? That's no military. We're going to church, man. You got one stripe on one leg. I said, where your suit at, man? Black people, we wear suits, ties. This is all I got. Steve, this jacket is $20,000. I'm going, what? The dude would spend money on stuff. So I'm laughing at him. So we go get in the car. He said, man, this is great, man. Are they good? Do they have a great choir? I said, man, they be jamming. So we get down off the 10 and we turn on Crenshaw and it's cars from the 10 all the way down Crenshaw, all up Jefferson Avenue. People all on the side. Wait, Michael. I'm going, what the hell? I said, Mike, I thought I told you, ain't tell nobody. I never opened my mouth. Well, the preacher told somebody Michael was coming, and the word got out. Let me tell you something, man. It was people from Belgium, Argentina, Amsterdam, signs from everywhere. People from all over the world flew in to see this guy go to church. So we finally, took us a long time to get through all the crowd and stuff. Police escorts got everybody out the way. We get to the church, it's packed. This Easter. It's a regular Sunday. It's Easter in here, man. It's packed. So before the service start, I get him in the back with the preacher, Chip Murray. Chip Murray prayed for Michael. He told him, he said, Mike, you're gonna walk away from this. He said, God knows what you did. You good, brother. You ain't good. And he was so worried, he prayed for him. Mike said, man, he says I'm gonna walk away. So that's what these people, he talk God all the time. With this black church, man. So we went and they had a seat for us in the middle. And we sat down. And boy, this choir came out and they was jamming. And Mike's hair was in his eyes and Mike was just sitting there just rocking, man. He was getting it, man. He said, this is great, man. This is great. Oh my God. What are they doing? Phil, he knew every instrument. Man, they went from a D to an E flat. This is amazing. What? You heard that? Dog, he was in there, man. Oh my God, why are those people jumping up and down? I said, they shouting. For what? Well, probably because you here. It was funny, man. So the whole church service, he was just rocking, man. He loved it. So Mike says, I don't want to talk to anybody. Steve, go out there and talk for me. I said, ain't no problem.
Got the right one.
Look, man, his microphones, man, I mean, everywhere, everybody was there. Steve, we want to talk to Michael. He ain't coming out.
Not happening.
You know, hey, well, Steve, we want to talk. I say, hey, man, Mike said he ain't coming out and he want me to talk for him. I go out in front of all the mics. Steve, where's Michael? We want to talk to him. I said, Mike ain't coming out. We have questions for Mike. I said, Mike told me to answer all the questions, so go ahead. Why did he come to church? I say, you know, he liked church music. Why did he pick this church? He said, he didn't, I did. I told him which one to come to. Well, when's he coming out? I said, when he come out, we're gonna get straight in the car. We don't want to talk to you, we want to talk to Mike. I said, hey man, tell you no more, Mike ain't coming out here. Now we ain't in the church right now, so and you know, this me back in the day before I had all these shows. I ain't had nothing to lose, dog. I'm lighting their ass up and I'm aggravated cause the dude don't want to talk to me. I'm going, well damn, I'm all you gonna get. So what is Michael doing now? He's talking to he's talking to the kids. About what? Why are they allowing children in the basement with Michael? I said, hold on, man. Where you going with this here? I said, I say, press conference over. So I go in the back. So we talk with the kids a long time. Michael say, Steve, I'm ready to go. I said, all right, man. So I told security, go get the car, bring it around. We walking out there to get an umbrella for Mike and all this here. We walk to the car and we get in the car. I say, Mike, listen, man, it's people all the way down here. I just want to shake their hand. I said, Mike, you can't shake these people's hand, dog. You know where we at? We're Crenshaw. This ain't what we finna do. So Mike's sitting over there and this ass rolled the window down. He over there by himself. He rolled the window down. Man, these people was reaching in, man, tearing his clothes off. They're pulling me. I said, roll your window up. Shut up all that whining. Mike, and roll your window up. You're gonna crush their hand. Man, their hand. But I got that window up and this dude's hand was caught in the window. He said, and so now the car picking up speed and the dude is running with his hand crushed in the window.
Real thriller.
So Mike say, Steve, stop the car. He's gonna get hurt. Man, f him. We all gonna get hurt if we don't get out of here. So I told dude, speed up, man. So the driver sped up and I opened the window just a little bit and he got his hand out. He said, Steve, you were gonna drag the poor man. I said, didn't I tell your ass not to open the window? It is your fault, Mike. He said, you're crazy, you just talking to me so crazy. I said, I'm trying to save your ass. You don't know how to fight in here talking about, they're tearing my clothes off. What is your ass? You think they gonna do? So we get all the way back to the hotel and they take us through the back. And Mike done stepped in some gum somewhere. So we on the elevator and he raised his foot up and his gum down from his foot down to the floor. He said, Steve, there's gum on my shoe. I said, and what the I'm supposed to do? I said, Mike, I don't get gum off nobody's shoe, man. But it's on my shoe. Now security, they up there laughing their ass off because nobody talked to Mike like that. But it's gum on my shoe. What the I'm supposed to do? So, man, rub that off. The elevator opening, them 2 damn mopeds. I said, man, we ain't got time for this. Let's walk down here.